lines of coke, full pig costume, and he's doing rails of coke on a fucking light. There's all these people looking at him, like fucking like freaking out. And he gets back to the fucking studio. He thought he was gone for like 15 minutes. There he was gone for like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's always the way with that stuff. Oh yeah, is that what we're doing tonight, or are we just on with the regular podcast?
Oh, well, I just woke up, sure. We could do that episode if you want, sure.
No, it's up to you.
Are you prepared for that?
I'd rather leave it till tomorrow if that's okay.
Let me think. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if I'm available because I only get one day off this week, which is Thursday.
Right.
And I'm working till 10, so I don't know if I'm going straight to the girlfriends or if I'm going home.
Okay. You're just good to go.
If you have an intro, I love listening to your intros.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one. If you don't, then fuck it.
I don't have one right on the tip of my tongue. It was going to be something about, hi there. What is it? Hi there. Happy Tuesday. It's October the 30th, 2018 in America. Talking at you as always from beautiful downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, where I think this is the year where we all finally admit candy corn sucks.
That's how I've been all over the radio today.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Every group has the one guy who pretends to love candy corn. Nobody likes this shit.
No, it's fucking terrible.
It's why you only get it once a year. And
who the fuck's making it? And the band questions, who the fuck is buying it?
Nobody's making it. All the candy corn that exists in the world was made in 1911. It's just sitting in a big warehouse in the middle of probably New Mexico.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhere hot.
And they just ship it out every year.
Like 4 guys who just go through this warehouse. Oh, that's fucked up.
It's next to, it's right by, it's Area 52.
Yeah. This is the one that nobody actually knows about.
It's right next door to Area 51, but nobody ever looks for it. You can put anything in Area 52 and get away with it.
Yeah. That's where the real alien sits. He's just sitting there munching it. That's where candy corn is. It's like fucking, that shit's out candy corn. They couldn't figure out what to do with it, so they give it away at fucking Halloween.
That could be actually a really valid conspiracy theory.
There we go.
Right in line with some of the ones I've been hearing, by the way. I heard some whoppers last night from a guy regarding aliens amongst us and that apps are actually demons.
Ooh.
And yeah, apps are demons, and the more you download, the more they will eventually make your eyes bleed or something. I don't remember. And he said something about, there's like some app where some guy downloaded it and his eyes bled, and then someone else took his phone and tried to see what happened and they died or something. I don't know. It's big, and it's all legit because he saw a video of it on the internet, and that's something I wanted to bring up. That this is a scary thing, and I'm hearing this more and more, that people say, well, I saw it. It has to be true. And
so they actually saw somebody download an app, and then his eyes bled after downloading it?
Yeah, well, yeah, apparently, yeah. There's a YouTube video. I didn't bother to get the link and go check it out myself, because that would be doing research for the show and be a smart thing to do. But yeah, it's just a scary trend, and I'll look for the video. But I first noticed last year when people were buying into these sleep deprivation videos. Were you a part of that at all?
No, what are those?
Where, and you can still just Google them. Just Google Russian sleep deprivation experiment.
Oh, those ones. Yeah, those were fucking wild.
Yeah, and they're not true.
No, but they're fucking wild, though.
Yeah, but they're fake, and everyone believes them. And this just seems to be happening more and more, where people are starting to believe stuff because it's on the internet, and that's frightening to me.
Well, it's to be expected at this stage because all these fucking kids today are just, they only learn from the internet. They don't know anything else.
But that's not healthy.
Welcome to society.
That really frightens me because, frankly, I'm on the internet, and God forbid people believe everything I say.
Hence the listener.
That would be a bad. Well, no, you know, it would be a fantastic world. I'm not going to lie. Everybody start paying a lot more attention to things I say. We'll all be a lot happier. Not at first. At first we'll be miserable, but I swear we'll get through it.
If we don't, we'll all burn together.
Well, basically, that's kind of the path I'm on right now. So, you know, keep in mind, I am probably the most famous homeless person at the moment.
Yeah, I have to say that.
Yeah,
aside from there's that one homeless dude in, where the fuck was he, in Ottawa? It was Ottawa. Was it Ottawa? I think it was Ottawa that first started putting out those pianos.
Oh, yeah, you told me about this guy.
And there's a homeless guy where some dude just walked up and there's this homeless dude there and he started playing the fucking piano and he was really fucking good. And so his YouTube hit within 2 days had over 1 million hits within 2 days. And it just sort of took off. The guy got a record contract. He's clean, he's sober, he's off the street, he got reunited with his, so what happened was his wife had died, his alcoholism took over because he was so depressed over her being dead, he lost custody of his kid, then he went homeless for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And then, that's when he got discovered. Now he's like all clean, he's getting fucking remarried, he found love, he got a job, and all this other shit.
There was one in L.A. a couple of years ago. Well, it's going back quite a few years now if I think about it, but he was a radio personality, and he was walking up and down like the Meridian on the road. You know how they do that? They bump change from the cars at the red lights?
Yeah.
And someone just heard his voice and said, "Wow, you should be in radio." And he's like, "Oh, well, I was in radio." And it was an instant sensation. He was all over the news. Same idea as your guy.
Yeah, but that guy fucked it all up, though.
Yeah, that's what.
He went back to being homeless and druggied again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which you know, I think it's fantastic when someone gives you a second chance like that. The best thing to do is just throw it right back in their face and buy crack. I'd like to think he was probably honest about it too, which would have been even better. So, are you going to take this money and turn your life around? No, I'm going to go buy a lot of crack. This is a lot more money than I've seen in a long time. I'm going to do a lot of crack with it.
I can get good crack. There's another guy who was, I think he was homeless. He did some really nice deed, and somebody started a GoFundMe page for him. He ended up getting like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the family refused to release the money to him because they said, well, he's going to just buy drugs and alcohol with it. And he ended up getting a lawyer that pro bonoed it, sued them, and turns out the family was using the money themselves. And they're actually going on vacation, they fucking remodeling their home.
And they're saying he's just gonna blow it.
And he's like, yeah, no, you're gonna blow the money, so we're gonna hang on to it for you so we can, make sure that it goes to something better, we can invest it, or we can do this and this, and then they end up fucking just spending it all on them.
I can see my family doing that to me. Absolutely.
Family's doing that.
Yeah, hey, speaking of which, guys, where's my GoFundMe page? People are handing these things out like all over for anything, any number of things. Where is mine? I'm not asking for one because I think that you can't just ask for one, but if one of you guys were so inclined, I wouldn't say no.
I think that is a fantastic idea, and I think somebody needs to start this up. Because if I started it up, well, I'd be covered in tattoos.
That's good to know, because I was going to discuss that with you a little later about our monetization, because we are now set up with a, oh my God, which site is it? I should be promoting a Breaker. I believe it's Breaker. Breaker.audio.
Okay. What are they doing for us?
You have to pay to listen to us, and then we get money. So it's a paid listener service, but we get a portion of the money if people are so inclined to pay to listen to our show, which you have to do in all the states now. You don't? No, not at all. I'm just making that up. So that people will go to this site instead of listening to it for free, because I'm still not exactly sure why people won't, why you would pay if you didn't have to. But I'm not encouraging you not to, guys. And by the way, everybody, sorry, I got to take a little step back here and say welcome to Eric and Gord. What if we're right? Brand new show, brand new title, brand new graphics, same great crappy production, and pointless banter. Totally going in a different direction. Not quite as funny, but hopefully a little more user friendly for everybody, and I won't change it every month. Brand new email address, 2 of them in fact. And they're both the same. You can get us at ericandgord@gmail.com. Doesn't get easier than that. And you can also, because my new laptop is a Windows-friendly machine, so everything is Microsoft, so you can also reach us at ericandgord@outlook.com. Which is it's actually quite a cool email site, I guess. I don't know, what do you call it? Email server, I guess?
Server, I guess. I only know Outlook because, like, every business that I've had an email address at, they all use Outlook.
Yeah, it's nicely set up, nicely organized.
These companies are using it.
I would say, well, I'm not going to say it's inferior to Google. The app store is their app, the Microsoft or the Windows App Store. Is it Microsoft apps or Windows apps? I think it's the Windows Store. No, it's the Microsoft Store. The Microsoft Store is not the Google App Store, to say the least.
I only know the Google one. I've never even seen another.
Yeah, they've got the Microsoft Store, and it's definitely the dirt mall of online shopping. It is not the Metro Town that Google Play is, and I didn't realize they could be that different. But it's funny, it really does have all these like generic sort of B versions of apps that we normally have.
It's like fucking Crave TV.
Exactly. It is the Crave TV of app stores. I think Crave TV is its big seller.
That explains everything.
It's pretty rough. It's
checking out the Crave TV when I couldn't afford Netflix because I couldn't afford $5 a month.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny, so I did the free trial, and the free trial lasted for exactly 8 hours.
Oh, really?
It lasts for a month, but I only used it for 8 hours because it was so. They had like a dozen movies, and it was just the most useless piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. It's like going through your your mean, angry uncle's movie collection.
Every trilogy is missing one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And the worst thing was they all had commercials in the middle of them.
Oh, really?
But here's the worst thing. If you're going to stick a commercial, that's fine. But for some reason, on Crave TV, God, this is annoying. Their commercials were stuck. Like, they would wait for the most inopportune moment.
Yeah.
Big conversation of a very serious point being made, and in the middle of an action sequence, commercial, and you're just like, oh, what the fuck?
I find a lot of the, what do they call them? Subscription TV channels tend to do that too.
Like, why? Like, you got Netflix. There's no commercials. How are you competing with this?
I'm curious myself.
Because I had a guy look at me from a fucking window because I'm yelling outside his house. So
I understand. I get those looks all the time. You get used to it.
Yeah, but this is actually somebody's house. I mean, their house is backed onto a cemetery. It's supposed to be fucking quiet. I'm literally standing behind this guy's house yammering away about fucking Crave TV.
It's Halloween. People pay big bucks for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
My mom paid $200 for a flaming skeleton on a motorbike who sings songs or does some stupid shit. She doesn't even have kids that come to her house.
She bought it just for herself.
Just for herself. She doing up the whole house. She lives in the middle of nowhere on the outskirts of Kelowna. No kids, no houses in miles of either direction. There's a 7-Eleven, and she's right by the airport. I don't know, maybe, but she loves her Halloween. So who am I to take that away from her?
One of our. I don't know. You don't think you got to meet her. At Bed Bath, Teresa.
Yeah, with the accent.
No. She had tattoos. She had a Bon Jovi tattoo.
Oh yeah, no, I'd remember that.
Okay, yeah. She is like. First of all, Teresa, if you're listening to this, you're a dope chick, man. I always liked you. She is like. Legit, like, really, really into Halloween, where she has a skeleton that she has a name for him, and he actually stays out all year round. But then she specifically places him in places in Halloween, so he's like a little more at the forefront. She's awesome.
Yeah, I just can't. I've got a guy. We're doing a big Halloween party tomorrow night at Insight. And it's a big deal. Apparently, this is like the 3rd or 4th year, and it's a big thing for them. But I can't get into it. As I don't see. I get why kids like it. They get free shit. That's cool. But I don't get adults getting into Halloween. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, that's easily explainable. Young, hot girls in slutty outfits.
Oh, sure.
There it is.
But I don't need October 31st to like that. That's a 365 job for me.
Well, you're also in BC where they have better weather for that.
That's true, yeah.
Ontario doesn't have that look.
I remember I was 8 years old in Brandon, Manitoba, and I'll never forget. There was the year we couldn't trick or treat.
Why?
It was too cold. It was a massive blizzard, and it was just, you couldn't walk. It was windy and blowing the snow, and it was deadly. And minus, I don't know what it was. Your skin would freeze in 10 seconds.
So did they do it they just canceled? Did they do it the next year?
Halloween was just canceled.
Wow.
That was a brutal year.
I was sad.
I was the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz.
I remember one year it was really cold and snowy for us. I mean, it was like maybe, I think it dipped down to about maybe like minus 15 or something, which isn't, for us in Ontario, that's just like,
Yeah.
But it was really cold and snowy that year, and I remember because I had my snowsuit over top of my costume. And every time you had to show up, you show somebody's house, and they'd be like, "Oh, what are you dressed as?" And I'm like, "I'm dressed as a cool fucking kid getting candy." You undo your jacket and show what you're wearing, then do it back up again real quick. So it was almost like a form of flashing your fucking.
Yeah, I used to remember doing that. Or we tried to put our costume above our winter coat, and it would never work.
Yeah.
You just look like a fat version of whatever you were trying to look like.
And for me, I looked real fat. So.
And now when the few Halloween parties I go to, I just try to make my costumes purposely as budget looking as they can. Couple years in a row, I went to the Ericotron 2000. So I was just like, had tinfoil on my arms and a half a basketball on my head. It was like the worst robot costume ever.
That's amazing.
And what are you? I'm the Ericotron. I'm the worst robot. It's just, people, like, they can't wrap their minds around it. People want to put effort into these things. And when you put the effort into not putting an effort in, it's pretty funny, the reactions you can get out of people.
Speaking of putting effort in, do you remember Allie, right?
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So, her best friend Reg, he did his first Comic-Con this year. They actually went and dressed up this year.
Right.
So he actually went out of his way and he actually made his own costume. Now, when you say that, when you say somebody did their very first one, it's usually the shittiest fucking thing you'll ever see. It's just ghetto and everybody laughs at you.
Right.
His costume was legit professional.
Awesome.
He did Lego fucking Joker.
Really?
And he looks exactly like the fucking actual character. It was stunning. Yeah, Reg, if you're listening, way to go, motherfucker. That was awesome.
That is very cool. I'd like to go all out. I actually thought about it this year, like, do a costume where absolutely, like, in my opinion, the best costume is the one where you don't recognize the guy. And we had someone show up at the party. Me and my friend Steve had a Halloween party one year, and a guy showed up in just the ghost costume, just the typical sheet with the two eye holes, but would not speak for the entire party.
Oh, so he stayed in character.
Nobody could figure out who it was.
Oh, that's so good.
And it did get really creepy after a while, because he wouldn't break, and he never did. He never broke character the whole night. We found out it was our buddy's little brother who wasn't even really invited.
Oh, that's so cool. That's perfect.
Just showed up to creep the hell out of everybody. And it worked. But that in my opinion, if no one can guess who I am for the whole night, then that's a successful costume.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
And that's how I would want it to be. I would want no one to ever know it was me, especially if I was doing it at Insight. That would be hilarious.
See, I wouldn't be able to pull that off because, well, I can't shut up for long enough.
Oh, yeah, you know me. I'm real quiet all the time. I don't like to talk too much.
No, me and you we're the silent type.
Did you see that on the website? The pictures I put up of us?
I read I didn't see the photos. I read your very lengthy and very wordy bio in my very short paragraph.
It's just like 3 lines. Mine's half a novel.
And I read like a novel. Mine read like a toddler wrote it.
The best thing is I'd finished mine before I asked you to send me one. That wasn't on purpose. They just worked out that way.
Because I was looking at it, I'm reading them, I was thinking, okay, so clearly I need to up the ante on mine. And I'm sitting there trying to think, well, we should write another one. But yet I couldn't think of anything else to say other than what was already said. But I think that just pretty much covers it.
Yeah, I know. It's perfect. But I threw in something. There's another page on the new site that wasn't on the old site. That everybody, please go to ericandgord.simdiff.com. And which I just found out I can drop the SimDiff for a lot cheaper than I thought. So I might actually consider doing that once I'm back to work.
Awesome.
So it'd just be ericandgord.com. which is very kind of cool. And once I do that, then they take over hosting for me, and I don't have to do it anymore.
Oh, perfect.
So everybody, go to my site. Go to our site. Keep going. Listenership is getting great, and thank you guys so much for tuning in, especially my friends in Ashburn, Virginia. I love you more than you love me. I guarantee it. But if
you guys can love me more. It's okay.
I'm going to tell you guys, the more you listen, the better the show gets. That's how this whole operation works. And if we can get a couple more of you every day kind of thing, then prizes start flowing. I'm not a greedy man. The more we make, the more you guys make. It's a co-op podcast. It really is. And I'm not asking you guys for money, although that GoFundMe page wouldn't hurt, but I'm not saying that.
No.
But just listen. That's all we need. Listen. Drop us a line once in a while, ericandgord@gmail.com. And as soon as those wheels start turning, we'll start sending you prizes. Funny thing is, I was listening to an episode today because I do that now.
Did you never did that before?
It's research for future episodes. I think it was June the 9th I was listening to. I don't remember the exact date, but we were talking about, it was one where we had done that you were having some difficulty with sexism in the workplace. And
right, yeah.
when you were first looking for a job, when you had first gotten there.
Yeah, reverse. Well, I mean, yeah, sexism. Exactly, reverse.
You talked about stealing pens from that one place. Every time you had to go up and talk to the lady, you stole one of her pens or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we decided we offered them as a giveaway at the end of the show. If you call in, Gord will give you a pen.
I'll give you a pen for 2 days. I wasn't the only one. Pens are the most difficult thing to find in that company.
Just funny. The show hasn't changed that much over the last few months. It's kind of the same thing. Please listen. We'll send you stuff. Yeah.
We actually will. Just fucking, somebody would just contact us. First person who contacts us will get, I guarantee, we will send you something.
Oh yeah, you're getting a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And good stuff. I was just kidding when I said it wasn't, or maybe I wasn't. You won't know till you get it. But that was always my joke before you joined, Gord, that you never know.
You don't know what you're going to get.
I'm going to send you something. Don't worry about that.
I might do a handful of Canadian leaves that have turned into fall colors. We don't know.
I don't think they're really lacking in the leaf churning in Ashburn, Virginia. It sounds very... When I think of Virginia, I think like Maine and all those nice like movie states where they do fall movies.
Yeah, and that's probably true, but they're not Canadian leaves, and that's a difference.
That's true. Although now...
Off of the crematorium parking lot.
Watch Trump be up on the news tomorrow saying he's going to put a tariff on Canadian leaves that they import.
If that happens, then we've made it. That's it. That's it.
I heard those guys, and we want only American leaves. He's just getting stupider by the day.
He really is. It's getting to the point of quite comical and frightening. Oh, speaking of, by the way, I have to mention this. So right after the tragedy of the shooting at the Jewish synagogue in the States there, Trump was at one of his rallies, and he was, because as any good president would do, he actually completely made up a lie up for a fact, and it was he goes, everybody's got to sort of band together. We're not going to shut anything down. I was talking to my good friend so-and-so, which is somebody he doesn't know. This guy said that, like when 9/11 happened, the very next day, they opened up the stock exchange and they did it, and it was a very difficult thing, but they did it anyway. the New York Stock Exchange was shut down for 6 days.
Yes.
It didn't open up the next day at all. There is absolutely no truth whatsoever to the statement.
Wow.
There he is. Saying everyone's like, yay! The stock exchange opened up the next day because America's awesome. No, it stayed closed for an entire week.
Wow. Yeah, and he really does just make this shit up as he goes along.
Yeah, well, he thinks of nothing. He is our Stober with a presidency.
I like that.
At least we have Google. He doesn't even use that.
No, that's the thing. I don't get it. He's always got, like, that was the big thing when he first got the job, was that he was all over Twitter all the time. And the president's supposed to give up his cell phone, and he refused to. But, you know, he's got the Google right there in his hand. Why is he not Googling something?
Because then he would have nothing to talk about, because he'd realize everything he says is wrong.
Yeah, well, you say it sounds like a bad thing.
Yeah, well,
he was
not running a country.
Yeah, but, you know, that's how he won. You know, there was no truth in anything he said while he was running, and he still got the job.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I honestly, in my heart of hearts, think Americans have just given up.
It just makes sense.
You know, all great empires have to fall.
Yeah.
And it's the American empire's time to fall.
Whatever happened to the good old days of people trying to kill presidents?
Yeah, I'm really surprised there hasn't been an attempt on him. I really am.
Well, and the only thing that happens is, instead of him getting shots at him, what do you get? You get some dude sending bombs. A bunch of people aren't even in power anymore. It just makes no. I just don't understand it.
I don't understand any of it. To be honest, the more I learn, the more I don't get.
It gets more and more confusing.
It really does. It all seems so pointless, and we never go where we're supposed to go. Like we knew we had to go into Afghanistan to get Bin Laden. No one expected a U-turn into Iraq to fuck those guys up for virtually no reason. Like that just came out of left field, last minute decision, and made no sense. For 10 years we weren't where we were supposed to be.
And not only that, but where they found Bin Laden wasn't even in Afghanistan.
No.
And they didn't bother picking a war with the country that was hiding them.
No. Not at all.
No sense.
Why?
Yeah.
Yemen has been the big problem this whole time, apparently.
Now, speaking, not necessarily of Yemen, but going back to that synagogue that shot up, did you hear that there was 2 GoFundMe pages started up for that?
Oh, you're kidding me. Come on now.
Oh, no, listen to this. I'm actually fucking blown away by this. These 2 GoFundMes are set up for the victims and their families of the shooting. They were both set up by 2 separate Muslim groups to raise money for the Jews to say, look, you know, I mean, we're not here to hate. This is a horrible thing, and, you know, we're going to raise money, and the victims, like, you know, I think the guy's big statement was, you will not pay, or they will not pay for medical expenses. They will not pay for funeral costs. They will raise the money to cover all these costs.
Really?
And the initial fund was set up to raise $40,000, and within something like 24 hours, it already hit like $140,000.
You're kidding me.
And it was a Muslim group.
Yeah?
Doing something for the Jews. It's amazing.
I don't think it is that amazing. I think it's more common than we hear about.
Well, I just think that it's a great thing to see. Like, I mean, you know, like you talk about it's the easiest thing in the world. That there is kind of a faction that is known for hating this other group, and yet they're standing up saying, no, we're going to raise money, and the whole community bands together and ends up donating, a whole bunch of money. I think it's a great thing. And
that's a damn good example of how in my mind, it's supposed to work.
Yeah, not that difficult.
No, it's literally the easiest thing in the world. Like, don't just make these things up. I put a lot of thought into them.
We may not put a lot of thought into the show, but goddamn, we put a lot of thought into that. You did. I think.
Yeah. No, the show started. I swear to God, it's true. The show started over a lunch break. I just wanted to talk for the afternoon, so I started a show and did it. And then now I just kept doing it. And it was on my lunch. I thought, hey, I should have a show. I told a story about Tim Hortons, and I was telling it to myself on the train on the way to work, and it was really funny in my mind, and I was like, this should be a show. And here we are. 98 episodes later, I believe, is the actual count.
98 episodes.
Although if you go, it depends on what website you go to, because some have been deleted. Some have us at 90. Some have us over 100. There is not a lot of consistency to it, but I'm going by Anchor numbers, which I believe puts us at episode 98.
Okay, we'll go with that.
But there's been quite a few more than that. The launch date was March the 3rd, I believe. I just heard it this morning, too. And now I don't remember. I just read it this morning on a site where I went to read about myself. There were several, actually, because I am trying really hard to branch out in ways that Anchor isn't, and that's namely financially. So I'm very much trying to get at least enough money for the show to pay for itself and get people prizes. That would be cool. Because at the moment, it does cost money to produce this thing.
Yeah.
Very little. As I say, I'm not going to get into the figures of it over the phone, but we can make more than we spend, that's for sure.
I just thought of something.
No, feel free. Please stop me.
I was just thinking, I'm walking around the cemetery, I'm seeing a pretty expansive open space here. Well, not necessarily open, but open enough. It would be fun to get some listeners to come into the cemetery while I'm broadcasting, and I could actually set this thing up, and we could actually have people sitting down and listening while I'm wandering around the cemetery talking to you.
Yeah, that would be neat.
That'd be kind of funny.
See, I was thinking of doing something like that if I went and started putting us on YouTube, which, by the way, folks, if you want, we are on YouTube every night. It's just a very boring graphic and this show. But if you want to listen to it on YouTube, do so. But I was thinking about actually, now that I've got the technology, I could do a YouTube show out of it.
Yeah.
So
because that's the number one question. Every time I tell somebody I'm on a fucking podcast, they're always like, "Oh, really?" It's like,
what's your YouTube?
They're always asking for the video.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, just talk." Well, yeah, but where do you talk from? Do you guys have a studio? I'm like, no, we call each other from across the country. I'm in a cemetery and he's on the street, and we just yammer on about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And it's a lot of fun and it's really funny. And they're like, "Oh. And you have videos of this?" No. What part of on the fucking phone are you understanding, man? No.
It's a radio. It's a dying art. I don't think it is. I think radio is coming back in a big way. But yeah, I don't particularly want to go video unless the public demands it. But it'd be fun occasionally to do something like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I could do it right now, in fact, in a minute, but I'm busy right now. I'm always busy doing stuff. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't just sit down and talk to Gord. I'm doing stuff all the time, working for the people.
And I'm not.
I'm just looking up our new website, Eric and Gord, What If We're Right. It looks much better than the old one. I'm happy with it. Big advertisement there, folks. A whole page advertising Gord's knife sharpening business there in Milton, Ontario. Feel free to go by the website, ericandgord.simdiff.com, and there's a contact page there where you can book an appointment, or if you have any questions about knife sharpening, you can reach Gord right there.
Or like buying. If you're looking at buying some kitchen knives, don't just go to the store with these people. Most of them don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I can help you with your purchase, and I'm not asking for anything. I will just help guide you into the right direction so you can get the right thing for the right value.
I, on the other hand, will send you a completely different response, full of gibberish. No, virtually nothing about knives. I bought some Ginsu knives when they came back. This got to be, I was living with a girl at the time, maybe 10 years ago. Ginsu made a big comeback under a different name, but it was just a Ginsu. And I bought 2 sets at Sears, and they were terrible, and I hated my life for a long time after that because I can't believe I fell for it twice in a lifetime.
The fuck, man? Ginsu, really?
Well, I was a little kid when the first one came out, and that shit could cut a can.
I called bullshit back then.
These new ones, the guy right in front of me, not on TV, not on any video I saw on the internet, this guy right in front of my very eyes cut cut through the head of a hammer. Right in front of my eyes. You can't argue with that shit.
Yes, you can.
Clearly, you can. They were terrible crap knives. The steak knives fell apart the first time we used them. The handles fell right off.
Yep. And that's how you argue it.
There are some, I don't know how they do it in the live things. Like at the P&E, I'm the worst at the P&E. I buy all that shit.
Well, it's easy how they do it. They buy a really good quality knife.
Yeah, but the cheese...
They advertise it as theirs.
The 97 different fucking choppers I owned at one time, chopping, dicing, slicing machines, right in front of my eyes, worked like a charm. And as soon as I got them home, I would go to chop and dice and slice, and they wouldn't cut they couldn't cut oatmeal.
They struggle with melted butter.
It's not right. They just lie. They get out there and lie. Gord doesn't do that, is what I'm trying to say. Go to Gord, he'll point you in the right direction, not like these fucking liars fill my kitchen with crap. Cheese, I was so excited about the cheese mill. All you did was turn it like a pepper shaker, and I nearly broke my wrist trying to use that thing.
I always remember when I was a kid, out in front of the Milton Mall. One time I went up to the mall for something, and there was this dude doing a demonstration. It was this little grassy patch. I mean, it was just like, it was a little tight piece of grass that was right in front of the mall. You would think that nothing actually lives in this little grass patch. But the guys are advertising and selling this formula that literally pulls the earthworms out of the ground. And he's like, listen, here's this big dry patch of fucking grass, and he fucking, takes this spray and he this fucking liquid on the ground, and within, like a minute, all of a sudden, all these worms come up out of the ground, and it was amazing. It worked. I watched it happen in front of me, and I thought they should have worms. It was really impressive. So, as a kid, I asked him, wow, it's amazing how it works. And he ended up telling me exactly what he's selling, which he shouldn't have done because I remembered it their whole life, and I ended up stealing his trick, and it worked great. He's just using dish soap and water.
Really?
Because what it does is the soap irritated, so the water makes the worms think it's raining, because when worms think it's raining, they come up to the surface.
Of course,
because they're not going to dry out, right? And they cut the nutrients from the water when it rains. But the soap irritates their skin, so they come up faster. because they want to get up and they want to get rinsed off from this irritant that's on them.
Huh.
That's what he's saying. If he was selling it for like, you know, like, it was like, at the time, I mean, fuck, this is like 30-something years ago, and it was like, I think it was like $6 or $8 a bottle, and it's just a few drops of fucking, like, fucking Sunlight fucking dish soap and water.
That's just awesome.
Buy one jug of soap, and it would last them for like 100 or 200 bottles.
See, that's how I felt about 90% of the things I saw at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Well, yeah.
Just useless stuff, that overpriced, useless crap. I didn't judge most of it because it didn't matter to me. I just worked in the back. No one was asking my opinion anyway, put it that way.
Here's some advice for everybody, by the way. There are tons of can openers on the market nowadays that do all types of fancy little neat tricks and fucking do that. The best can opener on the market still to this day is the $8 fucking Red Handle KitchenAid fucking can opener.
I will.
They will buy it once. It'll last you for 20 years. They don't die. They don't break. They are still the best on the market. You can spend $30 on an OXO, and shit won't work in 6 months.
Yeah, what's up with that company?
And I love OXO because I am actually a fan of some of their stuff. Like, I am really much a fan of a lot of their stuff because they have amazing ideas. They just aren't quite fully executed it well enough so it's going to last.
The same thing could be said about David Koresh or the Unabomber.
But at least they did something once.
That's very true, yeah. But amazing ideas. They just didn't really pan out. What am I doing here? I was just doing something specific and you distracted. Oh, yeah. Sorry, this is not a good thing for me to have internet access while we're talking. Because I'm trying to work as we talk and it's dumb.
What are you trying? I have to ask. What are you trying to do?
Well, I just did a little tweak to the website for us, and now I'm trying to download some software for myself. Some Microsoft Publish, which is one step better than Microsoft Word.
Okay.
Where it formats your stuff for you for publishers. So when you write something, it's already done nicely in the way they want it.
Oh.
I tried to download it earlier this afternoon, and somehow I messed it up because, yes, I've already got massive problems with my computer because I tried to download some recording software that wasn't exactly clean.
Oh, boy.
Like first thing, right out of the gate, the thing is barely on virus. And now it's running a little wacky. I thought I fixed it. And you know, the funny thing you get, this is another thing people fall for on the internet that I can't believe people fall for, is when these security things pop up, and it'll happen on your phone too. With we can clean up all this free space on your phone. Just click this button. Yeah, don't do that.
No, do not do that.
Yeah, and I got a bunch of those, just 100 of them. And I went and then I got this company popped up. This scamscanner.com. Where they tell you which of these security companies are scams and which aren't.
Yeah.
And it itself is a giant scam. And its scam is it lies to you and tells you that the bad ones are good, and then you go ahead and click the button.
Any pop-up is just avoid any pop-up that comes up. That's it.
Except for the Eric and Gord pop-up I'm working on.
Yeah, no, that was fun. It says even if it says Eric and Gord, just make sure it's actually us, and then you can trust that.
Yeah, I'm not actually working on a pop-up yet, but there is a whole lot of web design, like online stuff that I can do for free, which is going to be fun for me to fuck around with. And don't be surprised if over the next couple of weeks you hear of a whole lot of apps and stuff flying at you that are pretty useless, probably for the most part. Because there's also I'm not promoting any particular company, but there is a Microsoft Apply, I believe it's called.
What the fuck does that do?
It's for building a complete like web-based business and desktop business. I don't know now. I don't remember what I'm saying. It's in here somewhere and I can't find it. But yeah, it's for like making apps and web design stuff and games and shit. It's really cool looking, and I'm gonna play with it a lot because that's what I like to do. And hopefully some good stuff will come out of it. I would like a good embedded player for our show. And if anyone has any ideas about that, I have no idea what I just said. So
I don't even know what you just said. I'm very confused.
I do. It's an embedded player that you can embed it on people's websites, and then they just go to that site, and our show's playing there. It looks like a little stereo or a little car faceplate.
Oh, I remember you talking about that. That's right.
But they're very expensive to get them. So if anyone can help me embed stuff, let me know. For cheaper than what my companies want from me. It's really quite funny when they come at me with these figures. Hey, you should try you'll get a website will pop up and be like, hey, I see you've tried to do this. Perhaps you'd like to try to do this for thousands of dollars. No, I would not, sir. Thank you for that offer, but I'll keep trying it my way. I always wondered how these companies make money, and now I know it's off idiots like me. You make thousands and thousands of dollars.
Oh, hang on. Speaking of, by the way, I was at the Christmas party.
Right. But so, that's actually you're reiterating and doubling the pot on what I just said. Some girls are easy at the bar. You said they're so easy they're taking home themselves right in front of me.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I've been to a lot of bars. And I have never once ever come home with a chicken fucker.
Really?
Never. I don't like to fuck. When I'm drunk, sex is the last thing on my fucking mind.
Yeah, see, I set my record in 2005.
Yeah.
And I never got to top it because I've had a stream of very long-term girlfriends since then. But the summer of 2005, I checked 4 in 4 nights.
Wow.
That
really?
Was 4 consecutive nights, 4 different girls.
Wow. Oh, yeah. My God. I heard a fucking story at the Halloween party I need to share.
I'm not going to lie. 2 of them weren't quality, but love you, ladies. Go on. Go on with your story.
You're going for quantity, not quality.
Oh, yeah.
I was having this interesting discussion with a mother and daughter, because this one of the families that were there, their kids showed up, and she was like 16. So we're having this sort of big discussion about, like, you know, what's it like being a good-looking young girl nowadays. Like, you get dick pics and that sort of thing. We're having this very interesting discussion, and a friend of mine jumped into the conversation. She told me a fucking story that I'm still mind-fucked about this. Kindergarten, okay? How old are you in kindergarten? You're like, what, 5? 6 years old.
Yeah.
Years old. And This girl was getting dropped off with her friend by her mother at a friend's house. So they're having like a get together, and the mother had said to the daughter, because told her this at a very young age. Obviously, she's in kindergarten. She said it. She goes, "No, if you ever go out anywhere, if you're ever out somewhere, and if anything's happened, you can call me and just basically say this phrase, and I will come and pick you up, no questions asked."
Right.
Okay? So sure enough, fucking that night, drops off the fucking daughter, and the daughter, like 2 hours later, ends up calling her mom and says the phrase. And mom's like, holy shit, what's going on? So again, the mother, keeping to her thing, didn't ask, just, kept it to her, just didn't say anything. And then the daughter comes up to her and says, do you want to know, like after a few hours, daughter calmed down, and she comes down and she goes, do you want to know why I wanted to, yeah, mom goes, look, I'm not gonna ask you to tell me, you don't have to. But yeah, I do want to know. And she says she gets there, and it was boys and girls. And as soon as she got there, they said, oh, well, we're going to play the rainbow game.
Okay.
Now, do you ever heard of this before?
Oh, I know the rainbow game. Okay.
So, yeah, so they're going to play the
not
rainbow.
From personal experience from Degrassi, just so you guys know.
Oh, okay. So, for those of you that don't know, and this mother didn't know, the rainbow game is when all the girls in the room all get different colored lipstick. And then they basically go down on the guy, and the guy at the end of the night with the most colors wins.
Yeah.
This is in kindergarten.
That's pretty brutal.
That's fucked.
I can't imagine even them knowing what they were doing.
No. I wouldn't have a... No. I'm fucking dumbfounded. Holy shit, are you fucking kidding me? Rainbow game in kindergarten. I remember hearing about this fucking dude in high school that got fucking 4 colors deep in one school day.
And
I was like, wow. Yeah, that was impressive.
I never played I don't remember that existing when I was in school. I went to different parties, apparently.
I never experienced it. Clearly, I was a virgin in high school, so I never experienced much. So,
still pissing grade. Yeah, no. In grade 8, a good makeout session was pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
I did kiss in kindergarten. I was married actually from kindergarten to grade 5.
I had a girlfriend in kindergarten, but yeah.
Yeah, we had a fake wedding and everything. Well, not a fake. It wasn't fake to us, but looking back, it wasn't legit.
That's really cute, though.
People were really shocked and dismayed when we packed up and moved to BC, and I just left my wife behind. There were some rough patches in and around grade 4. I went to another school briefly for a while. That caused a lot of tension in the marriage, but we worked it out.
That's just funny.
And then I think I've told you the story after that, and I don't want to tell it on the air. It'd be terrible of me. I went back to, okay, sorry guys. Happy Halloween, Jody. I still love you. We went back to Brandon, Manitoba when I was 18 for the first time. That was second time, actually. And ran into my best friend, who was my best friend from kindergarten to grade 5. And we decided to hang out, and it was actually a lot of fun. It was just like old times. He takes me, he's like, you gotta see this. And I'm like, what? He's like, just come on. And he takes me walking. And are you still there?
Yeah, I'm listening very intently.
Sorry, I got another call coming in on the other line here, and I thought it freaked me out. I thought it was you. Anyway, He takes me. He's laughing the whole time we're walking. He's laughing. He walks up to this door, knocks on the door, and this very, very large woman answers the door. And he just bursts out laughing and falls down on her front lawn, howling. He goes, "You married that!" This poor girl. I haven't seen her since the 5th grade. She's put on a little weight since then. And he just couldn't wait to show me and mock me. I don't understand. What's the mock? She wasn't fat when you were dating her. Oh, no, she wasn't at all. But she got that way, and that was just the funniest thing in the world. This is in a town where my friend in grade 4, Robbie Krieger, who was when I went back, when I had first gotten married and 22 years old, went back, my brother nicknamed him Robbie Shitstain when we were in grade 4. At 22 years old, he was the bouncer in the one and only nightclub in Brandon, Manitoba, and people are going into the nightclub still calling him Shitstain. This poor guy, he's 40 years old now. He's still Robbie Shitstain. Oh, that is spectacular. This is I don't know what the population is now. I don't think they've topped 50,000. And nobody left. I'm apparently the only one who ever left. My God. They're all still there. They're all doing the same things. It's very weird to me, that concept. My brother never left. That's 14 years old. My family packed up, said, "We're leaving." He said, "I'm not." And that was it. That was just the end of Sean. And I thought, at the time, I was like, oh, how brave is he? How great is this? And then looking back, I'm like, who the fuck are these parents that left their 14-year-old 2,000 miles away? Yeah, exactly. That didn't cross my mind when I was, I'm 4 years younger than him, so I wasn't thinking like that at the time. But hey, it was a silent thing. Oh, good. There he is. What took you so long? No, it's 1:15 in the morning. It is indeed. And I've got early tomorrow. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do myself. No, I don't. That's a complete lie. I'm going to probably do a tremendous amount of nothing and do a little brief podcast from Spreaker.com just to test it out and tell you about all the nothing I'm doing. We can all do nothing together. Perfect. And you are planning on taking the night off tomorrow? I'm probably not. I'm gonna be at a Halloween party, so I might as well make a show of it. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I won't know until tomorrow. So I'll text you and let you know. Sure. If you are, do so, because if you are, we'll work out a Skype thing and you can come to the Halloween party with me. That could be very fun. And we'll do I'll be podcasting from it anyway. This has been fun. It was kind of a silly show, but I needed it. I was in a really bad mood. No, I'm not. So thanks everybody for putting up with me. I promise the next one I'll be cheery and delightful like I always am. I got nothing else. I didn't have anything to begin with, but change that now. Everybody, thanks for this. Keep listening, start writing in, or calling, or however you're comfortable doing it. And until I hear from you again, take care of each other. Don't be a bunch of fucking assholes. I don't like that. Well said, Gord. Thank you. That was fun. That was fun. That was a good episode. I enjoyed that. I needed this because it was a lot of fun. Is the mall still open? Good. I got to see. I'm going to end it right with that. I don't think there's any other way to fucking end it. That's fucking perfect. I've got, was I going to say there? Something. Oh, yeah. I was ladder. One of my headphones just blew, so I barely hear you now because they're shitty, always short headphones to begin with, so it sounds like crap, and one of them always says, that's the you buy.
Well, that's just frustrating, though.
I could have bought 4 cans by now because I get one per episode.
It sure seems like it.
Probably average.
Yeah, look at this tiny fucking Wonders Alive episode.
Oh my god, I'm keeping all these scumbags alive. Like, if I could just save my money and buy good quality shit, I'd probably saved a fortune by now. These shitty cell phones and shitty headphones. Oh god.
That's why I love my phone headphones. Those are fucking magical.
Yeah. Anyway, you probably want to get going.
I'm already on my way, so okay, no big deal.
Oh, beautiful. When you've got nowhere to go, you're always on your way. It's great.
That's right. Life is an adventure.
Where this? Oh, there. I think it's over there. The mall is like half closed. The Tinseltown. It's like everything is closed, but the mall's still open, kind of. But all the lights are out. It's really weird.
That is very strange. Good enough to pee in.
There's just people sleeping on benches. Weird.
Did you just like pee on the stairs and give like a fucking yellow waterfall?
And of course, there's a sign saying the washrooms are closed.
So pee on the stairs.
Oh well, I'm peeing somewhere. Actually, probably in this chatter booth because those guys are dicks. I love Chatter, but I don't think Chatter knows about this booth they've got set up at Tinseltown.
Does it smell like urine?
They're just assholes. They don't want to talk to you at all. They don't want to help you with your problems. They're bad customer service people. Well, I'm not going out. Well, now I have to. Where the shit? I hate this. That's one of my big problems is finding places to pee. Just I have to do it a lot.
There's like a side alley everywhere.
There is, yeah.
I don't think I've ever peed in a store before when I was out in fucking Vancouver. I always fucking just found a side alley just behind a fucking dumpster.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done a garbage can in a mall.
I did a garbage can in a fucking in a bank once.
In a bank?
Yeah, it was at the fucking. I was at the bank machine with my buddy, and I'm like, oh, I was drunk as shit. I'm like, I gotta fucking pee. So I just peed, and I turned on like, oh, look, there's a fucking garbage pail. So I just fucking got the garbage pail, moved it to a spot that I thought was, like out of the light, and turns out I moved it directly underneath the fucking security camera.
Oh, good.
So somebody somewhere has a video of me with my dick out and peeing in it.
I just walked in a giant circle. Awesome.
That's frustrating.
I love it when I do that. Where the hell this is getting annoying. That's the problem with the alleys in this neighborhood is, they're starting to fill up fast now. All the good sleeping spots are also the good peeing spots. Which always seemed wrong to me, but... sorry, what's that?
That is the way it works.
Yeah, it just baffles me that, I don't know, people seem to lose their minds when they become homeless. It's like, just think, man, why are you pissing right where you plan on sleeping in 2 hours? That doesn't make sense.
No. Just don't do that.
Luckily, it's pouring rain, so no one's going to notice, but I'm not walking any farther than this. The film crew across the street probably won't mind. Yeah.
Don't it?
I don't know what they're filming. I signed up. Did I tell you I signed up for, to be an extra?
Yes, you did tell me that. Did you get a call?
Getting just ridiculous amounts of Number one, different casting directors on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, just hundreds of them are coming out. And, yeah, I'm getting all kinds of roles thrown at me. But most of them are in L.A.
Oh.
I haven't actually gotten one in Vancouver yet.
Oh.
But it's pretty crazy how fast it happened. And the resume is ridiculous. Like, the application form, you have to tell them every stupid thing you could possibly do.
Oh, shit. It must be easy just to chill to sit there and say, I'll do all of it.
But I guess they just, well, I didn't want to lie too much. Like, they're going to know that I can't jump a motorbike over a swimming pool or something, you know. If I tell them I'm really great at track and field and I can't run when I get there, it's going to look bad. That was one of the ones I didn't lie about, was track and field. But so I was fairly honest about it, but they send out, like, just these big sort of catalogs almost of roles get emailed to me. And it's like, no, I don't think I can play that 12-year-old Spanish woman. Not quite the role for me.
You'll never know until you try.
But there was one, it was a guy who killed his mom, and he looked just like me.
Oh.
But it's in L.A., and I can't get there. But yeah, my headshot, our hair was almost even the same. It was creepy.
They might just make that effort just to fucking fly you out for it.
I would have been
being a stunt double.
Well, yeah, they're saying now that video auditions or like video auditions, like Skype auditions and stuff are not rare now. You don't even have to go to LA to audition. You just audition online.
And then if they like you, you show up and you get it.
That's the way of the world. You don't leave your house to apply for a job now. You just do it online.
Everything's online.
Every job I've had since I left Bed Bath, actually, has been online. Just I've gotten it without actually looking for a job.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much true for me too. Jesus.
Oh,
okay, I'm in the house. I don't want to be loud, so I am going to let you go.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the awesome show.
No worries. Thank you too. It was a blast as always.
Yeah, it was. It really did cheer me up. I was in a shit mood when I called, so.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that we could cheer you up a little.
If I don't end up talking to you, have a really good time tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah.
I will smash a pumpkin just for you. I'll find one and smash it.
That would be amazing. I would very much appreciate that.
And I'll send you a video.
Yeah. Great.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
You too, man.
Bye.